Hey guys, it's Rex with Rex Works Outdoors. Today we're going to be doing a comparison video. Comparison video on dump trailers. If you've watched my channel very long, you know that I recently purchased this Load Trail 7x14 dump trailer. Today I'm going to be comparing my dump trailer versus a 7x16 dump trailer. You're going to be able to right off the bat be able to tell that Rock's trailer is considerably taller than my trailer. They both have slide-in ramps that go underneath the frame, and they both have drop-down legs. Mine did not come with drop-down legs. I've got them off of another trailer. I don't use them because I don't need them with the amount of weight that I'm hauling. But you pull this pin, and you can drop that leg down, and you can load a skid steer or some other type of heavy piece of equipment in the back, and it doesn't put the pressure on the tongue and the ball of your truck. So as we continue around, I tried to line them up where they're pretty much the same. The back of the trailer is pretty much the same to be able to show you some of the differences. And here you can kind of tell the height difference from the side. The front of the trailer, his is 2 foot longer, which in turn makes the front 2 foot longer. So these are both I-beam frames. Mine is an 8-inch I-beam. Come over to the Liberty. Also an 8-inch I-beam. Mine has a large toolbox with my battery, my pump, and my hydraulic reservoir. Has the long cord. Mine comes power up, power down, gravity down as well. I've got some other junk in mine. Comes with a 10,000 pound rated jack, and it comes with the all-weather plug, heavy duty. Comes with a good coupler, an adjustable hitch, and the breakaway. Heavy duty breakaway or safety chains on the load trail. So we come over to the Liberty. Has a little bit smaller toolbox. It has the battery, the pump, and his has a metal reservoir where mine has a plastic reservoir. His has the cable, the control box, and his is up, power up, and gravity down. So my trailer is scissor lift. All the dumping mechanism and hydraulic cylinder is underneath the bed. Brock's is a telescopic, and all of his hydraulics and stuff is at the front of the trailer. So his is more like a standard dump truck. The cylinder goes up where mine is underneath the bed. Brock's has heavy duty safety chains, also has adjustable receiver hitch. One thing that's neat about the Liberty is he can remove his tongue and make it where you can't steal it. You pull this pin and you can take that out, and then you don't have access to somebody to be able to hook up to it. So when Brock got his trailer comes with the tarp system in the front. Well, they also install the boards on his. My trailer comes with a similar tarp system. It's probably the exact same one, but mine did not come with boards. I had to install my boards myself. He got a spare tire for his. I ordered a spare tire for mine. So one of the things that I noticed about the trailers that are a little bit different is the tire spacing on the axles. They're both Dexter axles. They're the exact same axle. But center to center on Brock's, from center to center, is roughly 33 inches. Center to center on my load trail is just a hair over 36, so 36 and 3/8 roughly. So you have a little bit more space on the load trail than you do on the Liberty. The only thing I can think that that might attribute to is to disperse the weight a little bit more. I'm not really sure. So Brock's has the ability to tailgate, which is this system here. You pull the pin out, you can fold the lever, and the trailer gate swings open, allows you to dump material as you're driving. My trailer has a similar system. Pull the lever here, pull the pin, pull the lever, and the trailer gate pivots and allows you to swing it open as well. My trailer comes with LED lights all the way around, marker lights. Has, like I said, has the pull-out ramps, and the ramps hook on the arm right here. This is how you open the door. Some of the trailers that I've seen only has the connecting point at the bottom. And I've seen several times that people have damaged their door because it's not connected at the top. And the top of the doors, if you get any weight on them. So, and I've seen several people that have damaged their doors by forgetting to dump, or if they're tailgating, when the weight starts to slide down, it puts pressure on the top of the door and it bends the top of the door. Both mine and Brock's has the locking mechanism at the top as well. Mine, you swing the door open and it has a hook. That's how you lock the doors in the open position. On both sides. Real quick, both trailers have greasable door pins, which is really nice, I think. Both the load trail and the Liberty have greasable door pins. Same thing with Brock's. It has the 2 locks, top and bottom. Brock's has a chain lock to lock the doors in the open position. A little bit different system than what is on mine. Okay, inside the bed. My bed is 10 gauge floor. It's 10 gauge, the whole thing. It's got one full sheet for the whole bottom, but then the sides is, this little side right here is an additional piece. Same thing on both sides. And then it has the top part rolled over and welded on top. It's got a top cap. One of the selling points for Brock's is his floor is 7 gauge, which is considerably thicker. His walls are 10 gauge, my walls are 10 gauge. It also has a top piece that rolls over and welds on the top. I think I don't see any seams in his, so I think his whole floor is all one piece. The load trail has 6 connecting points, connecting D-rings. The 2 in the back are on the side, and the rest of them, there's 4 of them, and they're in the floor. I can say I don't like these on the floor. The ones in the back are fine, and the ones in the front on the floor are fine. I don't like these here. I wish they were on the side as well, because when stuff starts to slide, I get a little bit of stuff hanging up right here. You can see a little bit of debris from where I dumped some compost. Brock has 4 D-rings, and all 4 of his are in the floor. And same thing, looks like he has the same issue, that when stuff slides out, it tends to get caught up here. I think they need to rethink the design on that. I don't like it. And that's maybe because of it puts pressure on the sides. I'm not really sure why they do it. I just don't like that they do it. Coming around to the passenger side, the extra axles. We both have the same size wheels and tires. They're both an E-rated tire. This is where his spare's mounted. So one thing that's really neat about Brock's that I like is his has built onto the frame a place where you can put pallet forks. You can slide your forks into those tubes, unhook from your machine, and then run a strap around the D-rings, and you can take your pallet forks with you, which I think that's a handy deal. And his has it on both sides. The tarp system is essentially the same, similar or really close to the same on both. His comes from the front and rolls over the top. Mine comes from the back and goes over the top. And they both connect at the connection point back here. Same with Brock's, is right here. Mine has hooks throughout. So if you had something on here, you got your tarp down. If you want to put some bungees on your tarp to keep stuff from blowing out. Brock's doesn't have hooks, but his has this full length piece of round bar that you could attach anywhere throughout here. And it also has some little attachment points. I'm assuming that's what these are, those different attachment points there. Tread plate fenders. His are cut and formed, cut and welded. Mine are stamped. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I mean, they're both similar. They both seem like they're both sturdy. They're both welded to the deck or the box of the dump. They don't stay on the frame. Both got steps, front and back of the fenders on both of them. My spare tire is bent. My tire's not bent, the bracket is bent. So when we were we hauled about 180 tons of rock. We moved it at my buddy's property from the entrance to where we built a pad. And my trailer fell off into a void all the way down to the frame. The axles the frame was touching the ground, and a lot of weight, this thing was full, a lot of weight put pressure down on my tire, which caused this bracket back here to bend. I just haven't taken the time to straighten it up, so that's why it kind of sits a little bit cockeyed. They both have place to put your chains when you're not using them. They both have drop leg jack on both of them. I'm gonna do a couple quick measurements real quick. So like I said, mine, I wanted an 18-inch side because mine is specifically for my mini skid steer. And if I went with the 2-foot side and a board on top of it, my mini skid, I can't get material into the center of the dump. So I wanted the shorter sides. So counting my board and all, mine is roughly 22 inches tall. from the ground where it sets. We'll go center between the axle, because that's going to be basically a true pivot point, and it is 49 inches. Brock's trailer from the bottom of the box to the top of his board is roughly 32 inches. And to that same pivot point, it's roughly 58 and a half. So one thing I forgot to mention a while ago, guys, is what I like about this Liberty trailer. It's kind of an oddity in my opinion, but this plug, 7-way plug, but it's got a built-in magnet to it. You don't have to just let it dangle or whatever. I don't know what it is, but that little add-on right there just I think is so cool. The Liberty, here's your outlet to plug it in to be able to have the onboard charger, charge your battery. The Load Trail, the plug is in the back for the onboard charger to charge your battery. All right, guys, so I've got both remotes, or both control boxes, set up, and we are going to raise these up. We're going to examine the bottom side. We're going to see how they raise up together. Now, I don't know which one's faster, which one's slower. To me, it's not as crucial as which one's faster. Possibly this one's going to be a little bit faster. It's going to be slower at first, but once it hits that second, third stage, then it's going to go really quick. This one is got the same speed all the way up, the Load Trail. After we get them extended up, we're going to do a side shot and check out the angle to see what the dump angle is on each trailer. Here we go. Now the Load Trail's going up quicker right now, but once the Liberty hits the second and third stage, it's going to go up quite a bit quicker. There it's in the second stage. Okay, Load Trail is maxed out. It's on the third stage. That maxed out. All right. All right, guys, so let's take a look underneath what both of these trailers look like. They're built totally different. The Liberty is basically, this trailer is their top of the line for a bumper pull trailer. You can see that it's got channel frame all the way around it, and it has a bunch of underneath bracing. I mean, a bunch. The Load Trail, the bottom of it is formed. It's got a lot of stamped or bent material, and it's got some angles for where the ramps are, but majority of this is bent. So that's where you're gonna save a lot of money, is by buying this trailer. This trailer is very, very heavy built for more commercial use. This one is more for somebody like me. I don't do it commercial. I do work out of it, but I don't do it every day. They're both 8-inch I-beam, and they both have cross braces across it. Same thing here. It's 8-inch I-beam. It's got a cross brace. This the scissor mechanism for my dump trailer, for the load trail. You can see the size of the ram. All of this is overbuilt for the capacity that this trailer can haul. It's got box framing here to make everything rigid and stiff, where this has smaller tubes going across here, but they've got larger tubes here. I don't know the thickness, but these are definitely larger tubes on this. But that also, everything hinges. That whole pivot point hinges right there. All of the lifting mechanism is built on this front I-beam and front channel. That's where all of your weight is centered off of that box. Now, if you look, it looks like the load trail, if you can tell, looks like the load trail ramps are at least a foot longer than the Liberty. That's a pro or a con. It's a pro if you need to extend that angle down, but it's a con if you're lifting them up and putting them in and out of the trailer a lot. All the hydraulic hoses are routed underneath here. You've got your safety right here. I'm not going to get underneath it because I have no business being underneath this thing in case it falls. So that's your safety mechanism. So if you want to work on the trailer, you lift this lever and it goes in that stake pocket right there. Same thing with the Liberty. It's got one on it as well. These are not designed to be worked on when they're in this position or be under them when they're in this position. That's why I'm staying out from under them. This one, you lift up and it goes in that stake pocket. And you can see how heavy duty all of this is built for the Liberty trailer. The load trail is not built as heavy, but I don't think that it needs to be for my needs anyway. So we're going to step to the side and show a angle comparison. Man, if you look at that, that is almost the exact same angle. The load trail might just be maybe a degree or two less of an angle than the Liberty, but they're both considerable. I mean, I haven't had anything that wouldn't dump so far. And I've had stuff hang up at the bottom, which they all do. They hang up, they'll come to the bottom, hang up, and you'll have to pull forward. Now, if you look, Brock's doors, this door is just set standard. On this door, I took the chain, I wrapped it around and hooked back on itself. Otherwise, I was afraid the door would be too close to my door. So it is adjustable a little bit. That way you can kind of tell that this door is considerably tighter than that door. The box on Brock's has that notch right there for where the cylinder goes. So if you have a telescopic dump, almost all of them are gonna have that. Or the front of the dump bed will have that a little bit of an angle all the way across. I've seen that as well. So I'm gonna set these down real quick, show you the way that they go down, and then we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk price as of the market right now. So since Brock's is only gravity down, mine has power down or gravity down, I'm gonna gravity down both of them. And we're gonna do it at the same time and see which one comes down faster. I'm betting it's probably the Liberty. Here we go, gravity down. Don't want to hit the up button. We're gonna go up again. So here we go, gravity down, both trailers. And you can tell that thing is dumping, coming down way quicker. but there's also a lot more weight on the front of this one. Well, load trail's catching it. Load trail is down. There it is. All right, guys. I forgot to mention this when comparing the two. My trailer has this underbed storage. I did this. This trailer does not come this way. I don't know why it doesn't, but it doesn't. Neither one of them have that. So I added this cattle panel welded to the bottom so I can keep different tools and stuff underneath there. All right, guys. So now let's talk dollars and cents. I can't give you an exact dollar amount for Brock's trailer because I don't know what he has invested in that. When Brock got his trailer, we went to Texas to the manufacturer and picked it up. In doing that, we were able to tour the facility, see how the Liberty builds their trailers. But by doing that, the manufacturer did not give, while I was present, did not give an exact dollar amount the way Brock's is spec'd out. He gave an approximate. Brock wanted the red on black. He got the spare. He wanted the telescopic. He wanted the 16-foot. He wanted the stake pockets. So there's some add-ons to that. I know approximately $14,000 for that trailer. It does come with the 10-gauge floor, so that makes it even heavier duty. So when I bought my trailer, I bought it in February. I wanted the 18-inch sides. I wanted the 7x14 with the 7,000-pound axles. It came gray, black, green. It had several different colors. I didn't have them custom make that. This color just happened to be on the lot, which is what I wanted. I wanted this or white. I added the spare, and it came exactly like this except for the wood. My trailer out the door with the spare and the documentation was $7,324. That is considerably less than the Liberty. But if you're doing a lot of heavy duty hauling, heavy duty rocks, big logs, big debris, you almost have to have that 7-gauge floor. I couldn't justify spending the extra thousands of dollars for that 7-gauge deck. Mine is mainly to haul brush, haul light debris, trash, that type of thing. I'm not going to be hauling concrete, and if I do haul rock, it's going to be gravel, like driveway rock, not big chunks of rock. So I opted to stay away from that bigger price tag. That was February. I do know that when I purchased mine, this trailer was on clearance because where I bought mine at Platinum Trailer Group, they had, I don't know how many, they could have had one or they could have had 100, I don't know. But this 18-inch side was not selling for them. That's why the price was considerably lower. I seen this exact same trailer closer to me, just a few hours away, for $8,900. I paid $6,900 plus the additional for the spare tire and the documentation fees. So that's $2,000 difference. Basically because nobody wanted this 18-inch side. I did. So guys, this has been an overview of my load trail 7x14, 7,000-pound axles versus the Liberty 7x16, 7,000-pound axles, scissor lift, telescopic lift, 18-inch sides, 24-inch sides, 10-gauge deck, 7-gauge deck. And I'm going to get out of here because I've got other stuff to do. I got to take Brock's trailer back. As you can see in the background, I've got a Sandy excavator back there. And I've also got something new that we're fixing to show on the channel. If you can see it, I'll give you a sneak peek real quick. And over there, we got a bunch of attachments. In that box, we got a bunch of attachments. Maybe not mine. I wish they were, but we're going to take a look at them. Guys, this has been Rex with Rex Works Outdoors. I appreciate you watching, and I'm going to get out of here. Grandsons, Pop Q loves you. Hope you boys are having a good day.